Hi, everybody. I'm here today with the famous Jimmy Iorio. And Jimmy, we were talking earlier today on the phone, and you made a couple of comments, and I asked if it'd be all right if we called back later today and maybe recorded a Zoom meeting, a short interview on some of the things that you saw happening in the field and adjustments that the distributors should be making to their businesses. Maybe if you could recap what you were telling me about the window of opportunity for recruiting and college kids and leads, and what were your comments earlier about all that?
Well, Daniel, I'll tell you right now, I've been in this business for 58 years, and I've seen everything. I've seen everything come and go. And the things I notice right now is the greatest opportunity for recruiting people. And the reason I say that is because a lot of these people out there are collecting unemployment, but the school kids aren't, and they just got out. And if you look back over the years, a lot of sharp people that we picked up, they were people that we picked up out of the high schools and the colleges. And I believe that'll be truer right now than ever before, because the unemployment rate just keeps going up and going up. I talk to distributors all over the United States, and I'll tell you what I'm learning. What I'm learning is the people that are doing well are people that are using the appointment program, and they're hell-bent on recruiting. They're getting bigger classes than they normally did before, and they're tying that into the appointment program. And I think that is part of the future of the Kirby business. But the time is right now to do it. I talked to a guy the other day that said, you know, I'm in my 40s, and I think the only job I could get is at McDonald's. And I'll tell you, that's the kind of guy I would love to pick up, because he was sharp as hell. But
Yeah.
Desperate people do desperate things, and these are the people we need to hit right now across the whole United States. And in 60 days, this will look totally different than it does right now.
Right. And why such a big sense of urgency for right now? I mean, why next week? Why this week? Why not in 2 weeks and 3 weeks? What do you see happening over the next few weeks that creates this sense of urgency?
Well, as it is right now, I've seen some big changes. Number one, I see more people working from home than ever before, and I predict that is going to remain that way even after we're done, with this coronavirus. I guarantee you there'll be more people. My own son works for Niagara, and he's working from home, and he actually runs a crew of people right from home and puts in the same hours he would put in at the office. And I think there's going to be more and more of this, because companies can save money. But the big thing is the people that are out of work, and they're not going back. I mean, companies are taking a financial beating right now. And I'm telling you right now, some of them will not exist when this thing winds down. We want to get these people. There's a lot of sharp people out there. We have a chance for these people to go somewhere with their life. And right now, they don't see any future in their life because they don't see any job opportunities. And this is what we got to keep in mind.
Yep, it's of urgency.
Right.
And you mentioned leads, right? When we're talking about recruiting sharp, talented individuals who may have just been laid off, they just lost their job because of the situation, and college kids and high school graduates, why did you reference leads when you talked about recruiting a more qualified dealer rep? Why did you incorporated leads in the same sentence?
Well, because I'll tell you what, a lot of these kids, you will not get and put them on a van for 10 or 12 hours a day. These are not the kind of people that you're going to get for the van program. Let's call it like it is, and this is, again, just my expert opinion. Now, the appointment program, let me tell you something. I'm talking to distributors all over the country, and the ones that have jumped into this appointment program are growing, because they not only got the appointment program, but they got the recruiting program going. And the people that have this fear of the unknown, and that all it is, they say to me, well, I grew up on the van program, and I don't know the appointment program. And I tell them there's never been a better time in Kirby, because we're out there teaching whatever we need to teach to get you to do the program. And I truly believe, and when I was a distributor, my best month was 652, all on appointments. And I believe this, that if you recruit a person and you make it part of the training that, hey, we teach them how to pull referrals. And when they graduate training, they've got 6 practice demos to go on that they set up. And from those demos, if they get 10 or more referrals from every single one, they're almost self-sufficient from the day that they start.
Right. So if you want to have a lead department, you don't have to go hire 5, 10, 15 telemarketers to sell volume. Jimmy, what you're talking about is having self-sufficient dealers that they pull their own referrals. We train them to call and schedule their own leads. And it's not just a theory. You've done it. We interviewed Michael Lopez last week. He did it. That's how he sold his first month of 15. We had a lead department program when I was a new distributor. The first 2 years, Gold Circle, none of the sales were off advance. And we're going to retain more people this way because they can run a demo, they can go to the dry cleaners, they can schedule another appointment, they can run another demo. It just gives them more freedom, and that's more attractive in today's gig economy. Now, if you were a distributor, what methods would you use? How would you get the college kids into your office? How would you recruit them?
Well, the one thing I think we've done wrong, Daniel, is we talk about opportunity. It's the greatest thing in the world we've got. But then we bring people in, put them on a van program, and great, they go out and write numbers and we get volume. But on an individual basis, we're not teaching these kids how to move up into management. We're not teaching them how to move up into a distributed training office and eventually to a factory distributor office. And I think right now, the greatest thing you've got to offer, especially to these college kids, imagine the ones that graduated and they're working towards a specific thing, and now it doesn't exist anymore because of this virus.
Yeah.
But we've got an opportunity for them where we can say, hey, maybe that didn't work out, but this is going to work out. How would you like to be in business for yourself, but not by yourself? And that's the greatest thing in the world we've got to offer. And I got news for you, my friend. There ain't many companies offering that out there.
Mm-hmm. We can also get the unemployed, right, with a lead program. Right. I had part-timers, and a lot of the times I forget about it, but my first year in Kirby, I was a part-timer. When high school got out, I went to the office and I got my appointment. And I think, out of there's the unemployed and then there's the underemployed. There's a lot of people working from home that are going to look for a second job to supplement their income. And those are also people we want to offer the opportunity to. Had the distributorship that I worked for not accepted part-time dealers, I wouldn't be here today. Lucky for me, in North Dallas at the time, they had a strong lead department. And I would say, Jimmy, if you're running a van program and you're having success at it, there's nothing wrong with it, right?
Right.
Just keep, if you're running vans and the team and it's working and you're developing dealers and they're moving through the system, then that's good. But what we found is that it's harder to manage and sustain volumes with a van program because of the transmissions and the motors and the team leaders versus on recruiting, your only limits are really how many Kirbys you have, right? If you have 30, 40 Kirbys and you can recruit 30, 40 dealers, and now all of a sudden you're in business. So,
well, I'm working with a distributor right now, Daniel, who said, man, I'm great at the van program. I'm great at the van program. I'm good, keep doing it. But hey, what's wrong with having the second program? What's wrong with developing a lead program? And he said, okay, I'll take you at your word. And the first thing he did is he hired a telemarketer that had 6 years experience.
Oh, you
and boom, there you go. He's got his program going. I still believe that part of the future is the appointment program.
It is the future. Jimmy, is there anything else you'd like to share with the group before we close?
Yeah, as I just said, Daniel, I believe part of the future is this appointment program. I believe all these years we've been missing people that we could have had, but we didn't have them because all we had was a van program.
Right.
And I know as I used to travel around as a supervisor, and I would see people in their 30s and 40s in a training class, and I would say, look, that's a sharp person. But if you put them on the van, they'll be gone in 1 week. And you need to work out a way where they can pull referrals, get referrals, rebook them for them, and get them going. And those people stuck around. So I know we're on to something good.
And I think
don't care how good you are at the van program, tie the appointment program into it. And most importantly of all, get the recruiting program going.
Right. And run both. And I think the other thing with a more driven individual that is going to be attracted to the lead department, those people will indeed pull referrals and schedule their own appointments. Right. We have examples of distributors from around the country right now. We have over a dozen of them that are going to sell more Kirbys in May than they did combined March and April. And so I think that's positive, right? So it is working. Look, it's always worked. It worked 25 years ago. It worked for the last 100 years. and it works today, right? It doesn't have to be door to door. You can make the business whatever you want. You can be all referrals. You can do Reggie cards. You can do vans. You can do vans and leads. But I think, Jimmy, you'd probably agree with me. If either one of us were to open up today, we would probably have a referral program where we teach them how to get the friends to refer them good credit referrals, right? We would be completely self-sufficient. If you'd like to have Jimmy at your morning meeting, he's available to do Skype meetings. You can reach him at 909-815-9538 or contact him at positiveleadershipconsulting@yahoo.com. Any final words of wisdom?
Daniel, thank you for the time today, and I hope everybody that sees this takes it to heart, because this is the future, and the future is now.